What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this Monday? I pray you guys are having an awesome time as this being the year of 2019. Food for thought on this Monday. I want to briefly discuss some things that we need to be cautious of doing in this season. This is 2019, and we are, as time is moving, as the year continues to come in, very cautious for us as we are accomplishing our goals, dreams, our ambitions, and things of such. Personal pursuits or spiritual pursuits. Let us be very cautious and not get into the dangers of comparing yourself. This happens to be one of the pitfalls that can really stop maturity and growth from blossoming. This is something that the enemy is using very cunningly, very deceptively, where when you get caught up in the cycle, the pattern of comparing yourself, you put limitations and you block what God is already doing in your life. We need to take the time as we are doing our goals, while we are accomplishing stuff, whether it be our careers or marriage or ministry or whatever it is that we are endeavoring to accomplish and to achieve. We must be careful to avoid the dangers of comparing ourselves from one to another. We need to embrace where we are at in our life. Embrace where we are at. Because what happens is the more and more as we begin to compare ourselves from one person to another, everybody has a roadmap that they have to follow. And that roadmap is not necessarily going to be the exact same way in which all of us are going to get there. When you start comparing yourself, you really put limitations on God. And it's not good that we set ourselves up for that, because it really stops us from going forward. It stops us from being able to progress and to flourish into the things of God. You start comparing yourself from one person to another, you really forget the inability that God has you. We have to get comfortable with being us and who we are. Everybody can't be Kenneth Clark. Everybody can't be a TD Jakes. Everybody can't be, the next person verbatimly. You have to be very cautious of avoiding the preeminence of, comparing. Because comparing, you don't know what that person, went through. Some of us see people blessed or have certain opportunities that have come their way, but you don't know their story. You know what I mean? You don't know the path. You don't know the things that they sacrificed, the things that they endured, the things that they suffered, the things that they went through to get to where they're at. And, everybody, like I said, everybody has a roadmap that they must follow. And not everybody is verbatimly going to get to that same roadmap as each other. It's important that you don't do no comparison. Is it important that you have an expectation? Yes. While you have an expectation, look at the steps that you're taking to progress. I will say that. Look at those steps. If you happen to look at those steps that you set before yourself and say, hey, well, I'm not really progressing in the way in which I really should, perhaps you might have to do an amendment to those goals. And you just have to seek further assistance in getting someone to teach you and to guide you in the process. One of the ways of stopping yourself from comparing yourself would be always remember what you have been called to be. Always remember. I know some people, if you're like myself in college and and you're like, man, this person graduated, this person has that degree, they're already married, they got this established, they got that established. And let me tell you something, your time is going to come. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. Everybody has a different momentum in how they finish. Just avoid, comparing yourself. Because like I said, you don't necessarily know what that person been through. You don't necessarily know what that person or what they're putting on the line, what they're sacrificing, what they're doing, the things that they're suffering. So really let us take the time to avoid that pitfall. As we are in the 2019 year, let us continue the momentum in which God have us at, and let us begin to not just look at results based on the harvest, but let us look at results based on the process. All right, peace and blessings. Signing out.